This fucking. Hey everyone, good morning. Woo! It's August 20th. Welcome to episode 2 of Morning Coffee with George. I ran a new record this morning. I've been running for 5 days in a row, which that in itself is a record. 5 days in a row. I was really running once a week, if even, and I would like give up halfway. I use the word run really literally because I'm jogging. Or it's not walking. It's definitely not walking. But if you were walking next to me, you wouldn't be too far behind me. Let's just say that. I'm not proud of my 13-minute mile. Okay. But I did run. I have run for 3 days. The first 3 days, a mile each day. And then yesterday I ramped it up to a mile 0.26, which is 2K. And then today I was really working hard to get to what I thought was 2 miles. And for some reason in my brain midway through, I thought if I get to 2.6K, I'm going to finally hit that mile. I don't know what was, I was adding 1 to the 1.6, but I really needed to add 1.6. I needed to get to 3.2K in order to consider it 2 miles. So I ended up running, I think what it ended up being like 1.64 miles or something like that, which is a record because the previous record that I held was 1.5 miles like a year or so ago when I was watching a bunch of David Goggins videos, you know, and I got super motivated. But now this is the first time I've had 5 days in a row, and I'm very happy with my new hang on, this thing is all messed up. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so very happy with that. Also, this is my 6th day in I guess a 30-day challenge of uploading a video in the morning. Very happy with that. That's been going very well. I wake up at like today, 5:45. I put my shirt on, which by the way, I've been using the same shirt for the jogging 3 days in a row now because I'm not going to wash that. My wife's not here. I'm not going to wash that. So it's going to be sweaty. It'll dry out. It's Vegas. It's the dry heat. I put that on. It doesn't smell at all for the record. Then I run, then I take it off. Then I run the bath, do my cat stuff, you know, clean out the cat litter and all that stuff. Say hi to the cats. And then I do my content creation, which has been going well. Seth Rogen says, first, you are indeed first. And today I'm going to make a concerted effort to not have Violet call me midway through the stream. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to interact with you guys in the live because that is the goal of a live stream, apparently. Glaceon says something, but his words are blurred and I'm unable to read them. Maybe he's been blocked from the server. I'm not sure. Real Caveman says, Ohio. Interestingly enough, I haven't seen Real Caveman for a long time. We used to play StarCraft, and maybe he thought to come see me because I've been playing StarCraft recently. Something Glaceon said about music. I'm not exactly sure because his words are all jumbled. Some of the letters are reversed. Seth Rogen. Seth says, it's 1 a.m. No, it's 9:24 a.m. here. Glaceon says something about gains. Maybe he's talking about the stock market. I'm not sure. The Real Caveman says, I'm not sure what he's doing for. And DJ Benjamin says, do the cats say hello back? They do, actually. The cat named Yuki, who I previously made a video on the old channel when we hit our $25 goal on Patreon back in the day. I ate treats with her. A very cute, fun video. You'll see how cute she is. She normally doesn't like me that much. Like if I walk into the room, she runs and hides because she knows I'm going to pick her up, hug her, and just smother her to death. And she doesn't like that. But now that my wife's gone, she doesn't get any more love options. She comes to me. She's been sleeping in my room. Yeah, take that, Yukari, my wife. Take that. Maybe we should get some nice, relaxing music going for this. I don't know. What do you want to do, guys? Oh, it's 1:22 in Japan right now. I see. I did not know that. The only time I ever really look at what time is it in Japan is when I want to call my wife. She's in Japan right now. And even then, we haven't been talking too much on this trip. Let's see. We'll get some cool music going here in a second. If I can find my playlist. Here we go. Some nice live stream jazz. Here we go. This is called Empty Bar Blues by Tissue Box Records. Yes. The Real Caveman says, oh, I didn't know that, but I'll be happy to jump back on with you one of these days. I'm not going to be playing a ton of StarCraft. It's just really a social thing for me and my friend Violet, who I think right now thinks I'm mad at her because she sent me this post I'm going to read this guy. I just made a thing about it. Oh my God, hang on. I just opened up things I don't want to open up here. This is how it went down. She sent me this post, right? And it's on, I don't know where this is. Like, I have no idea where this is. Maybe it's YouTube. I have no idea. It's like a screenshot. It says, where are you? In Japanese is ... And then some guy responds, Doko imasu ka? He starts off bad by not having the knee there. And then Doko iru ka? Which is rude. And then he says, in Japan, you might actually hear Doko iru no too. Very authoritative. The last part is ... kind of feminine though. Using no instead of ka, and as some examples, and as some have given examples of, you can ask a question with no particle too, like doko, using intonation of spoken, is quite casual and familiar, so it happens a lot more than you'd think. Using intonation of I reread that, sorry. Do avoid pronouns if possible though. They don't normally get used that much. And anata is a can of worms, haha. No instead of ka is a bit feminine, or from young guys, but someone told me that in Kansai it's not viewed like that at all. So yeah, your mileage may vary. I just didn't like his answer. And I read it in like a flash when she sent it to me, and I was like, I just said, this is what I said. I said, my first comment was, that guy has a lot to say. That was my most neutral comment that I could come up with, you know, because I didn't want to say how much I didn't like his answer for a million reasons that my brain had processed independently from my consciousness. And she said, is there a right answer? And I said, I stopped reading once he kept going. And she said, LOL. And I was like, there is no right answer, quote unquote. And then I'm going to use the F word here. Was he even fucking asking a question? Like, I didn't understand the whole premise at this point. I didn't notice the big question up top. I said, he kept just going and going. And I said, I didn't want to spend my energy trying to reformulate it at all. I read up until the word kansai. I thought he was trying to teach, not ask a question, so I lost interest. And I half assumed by mistake, I half assumed you were trying to give me a topic for my video, which by the way, I ended up using as the topic for my video, which I just sat down to record. And then she, of course, is like, bro, calm down. It was a genuine question. And then I'm like, what was the question? Which one is correct? And she's like, because I've seen it all these ways, but I never one definitive way. The question is in red at the top, and that's when I saw it. I said, oh yeah, he is teaching. And then I said, okay, fuck it. I made my angry response, editing it now. She's like, angry? Don't be angry. People love your positive energy. And I told her I'm not angry, but irritated. Yeah, I didn't want to. She hasn't responded back, so obviously she's busy getting ready for work, or is turned off by the way I was so aggressive with her. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least Glaceon knows it needs to be Doko ni imasu ka, except for this guy saying Doko imasu ka. No, Glaceon, I'm not going to hit up a Japanese person to learn how to say, where are you? What is this, remedial Japanese teaching? I don't need to hit Kanako up. Konako, how do you say where are you in Japanese? I've only been speaking it for 40 years. I've never heard it. There's a million ways. Ima doko? That's a real common one. Ima doko is like probably the number one way that my wife says it. To be fair, that's how I should have approached the video. I should have answered it, but I wasn't in that mood, you know what I mean? I wasn't in that mood. I do imagine people are going to be calling me a jerk for that. I don't know. Let's see if there's any comments on this. No comments yet. DJ Benjamin says, I'm in lesson 3 of what book? Can you say kurumatachi to refer to drivers? No, you cannot, really. Could you? Theoretically, yes. Like, language has a lot of leeway, but you normally wouldn't say kurumatachi. But there is a way to add tachi to living, non-living things, but when you do that, it makes them humanistic. It give me a second. Anamorphizes them. Is that the word? Anamorphize. Yeah, I think that's it. It gives them human-like characteristics. Since living object words are used to refer to non-linear things? I think you meant non-living, but that's funny that they're non-linear. So all curved things is what you're talking about? All curved things? I've talked about this. Yes, I literally talked about it in that video, DJ Benjamin, that you can talk about a bus gairu because there's a person driving it. It sometimes goes out that way. You corrected yourself. Non-living, not non-linear. Anthropomorphize. Oh my God, that's a hard word. Anthropomorphize. No, I get you, DJ Benjamin. I'm always a little bit behind the curve when I'm looking at these comments. So I'll start riffing on a comment and I won't actually have read past that. So, something went wrong with my upload to TikTok. I'm going to hit post anyway and see what happens. All right, it published. Anthropomorphize. I was going to read more of that story, but I don't know. Story that I read yesterday, but I feel like I'll just get a phone call again. In the midway, say I'm ignoring all you guys. You know, but I had to have a strong talking with Violet and just say, you can't respond to Glaceon. He'll suck up your soul and your energy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what topic to talk about today. If we're not reading the news or doing something like that. Oh, I do have a topic, I guess. Yeah, I have a topic. So I have this longtime friend, Japanese friend, and I told her I'm going to Japan, so we started talking again, because I was going to hang out with her. But now there's no way I'm going to hang out with her. There's just no way. I actually just unsubscribed from her Instagram. I don't want to talk to her ever again, because she's a MAGA Japanese. I don't know how she did it. She somehow became MAGA Japanese. And I said, wait, as we were talking, I was like, wait, what? She sent me, first of all, she sent me this video from some Japanese YouTuber about something California was doing wrong. And I was so irritated with the video to start, because it's just like, it dragged on and on and on without saying anything. The girl was just like, this thing in California is so horrendous. In Japanese, right? You have to tell everybody who lives in California, and not only that, but people who live in New York, you know, because this is going to really affect the way things work in the world. And I sort of got that sort of speaking 4 minutes in an hour-long video that was about this devastating thing that's happening in California. Something to do with children. And I told Yuki's her name. I said, Yuki, she never gets to her point. I can't keep watching this. I'm just irritated. I'm irritated, you know? And so I didn't, and she says, well, jump up to minute 20. And I'm like, I don't want to anymore. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting crotchety old man vibes from myself right now, but it's like, I don't want to. She already lost her shot to get me involved in her video. And then she said something, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Are you pro-Trump? And she's like, Biden was such a bad president. And then she started talking about, what did she say? I don't know what she was saying. And you're going to find a lot of Japanese people like Trump because they only look at like one issue, right? They look at, is Trump strong against China? And he appears strong against China. The Japanese news media will cherry pick the headlines to show Trump does 50% tariff on China. Trump does this against China. So they love it. They absolutely love it. And they don't see what we see. And I'm assuming my viewers here, a few of you might be Trump and you might leave the stream, and that's fine. I welcome you to get the fuck out. Because if you like Trump from my perspective, you got issues. You got issues. You're getting your news from one source. But anyway, so I was like, wait a minute, I'm really shocked that you're so pro-Trump. And I said the algorithm has got you. You got stuck into the algorithm. Because if you actually saw what was happening in America, so many things are changing that America is just a different country now. People are afraid to come to this country now. Tourism is down by 18% in Las Vegas. The majority of Canadians, the Canadians used to be the majority of international travelers here, but they don't come here anymore. And the town is like, it's crazy. There's like no one driving around. The strip isn't crowded like it always is. It's because of Trump. And also Vegas has really outpriced themselves. Like everything's too expensive. But before Trump, that still hadn't been a problem, right? People complained about it, but there were still a bunch of people here. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so surprised that you're anti-Trump. And I was like, yeah. And then I just stopped talking to her. I was done. I don't need another Trumper in my life. I already had enough Trumpers in my life. I'm very fortunate to have met a non-Trumper friend recently, Violet. She's my new friend. Oh, shut up, Glaceon. I'm not going to talk about God. Don't try to trigger me into that. I know that's what you're trying to do. Real Caveman says Trump does 50% tariff on China and tariffs on everyone else, which could help China by driving our trading partners to trade with them. One of which could have been Japan. Yeah. It's dumb, man. I don't think I think there's probably not, at least every few days, a moment where I go, how do I leave this country? Like, what's the best way to get the fuck out? And then the other side of it is like, in reality, I've seen nothing. I've never seen ICE agents. Every Mexican person that I know that's ever done work for me, which is where I interact with most Mexican people or people from Guatemala, immigrant type people, they're still here, functioning. I haven't heard about them running away. I've heard of things. I haven't seen it. It doesn't mean it's not true. So I do have my... Excuse me. I do have my... Unlike some people, I do think, like, is it me that's wrong? Maybe I'm in a bubble, If Trump did something actually good for America, could I look at it? And I just came to the conclusion that Trump doesn't do good things for America. He does good things for himself. But people don't like it when I do that. They hate hearing that I don't like Trump. Oh man, I'm a little bit tired this morning. That run took a lot out of me. I'm waiting for the day where it feels a little bit easier to run, but everything I read about it is that it never gets easier. Today I felt like I was getting close to that runner's high, but it still hasn't hit. I really want the runner's high. What channel am I on? Oh, I'm on Polyglot George. Oh yeah, that's right. This in my brain, I was on the George Creates channel. Sorry, Polyglot George channel. That's why I couldn't see any of the information from the stream. All right. That's a slippery perspective. I know, but the thing is, I'm never gonna stop being, what's the word I'm looking for? Critical in my thinking. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be critical in my thinking. You have to always have like a small percentage of, am I wrong? Could I be wrong? And I've already learned really hard to not be in a bubble. I've gotten tricked by the bubble I was in so many times. I've said this more than once, but in 2018, I think it was 2018, right? When Trump was president and they were running the impeachment trials. You know what? I had started watching Steven Crowder. I have a really, really Republican friend, and she would show me clips of Steven Crowder, and I found them fun. Like say something controversial, prove me wrong. Those type of things. Like, gays are bad people, prove me wrong, or something like that, right? He would say something like that, and then he would go to college campuses with that incendiary thing, and then people would come up and sit and talk to him, right? And I started watching those and they were interesting. And then I started getting sucked in. I was in that bubble. And the thing that really struck me was they talk about Democrats the way we talk about Republicans on the Democrat side, right? They're like, they're so staunch in their position. They're trying to destroy America. They're trying to force things down our throat. They're idiots. They're dumb. And I was like, maybe the Democrats are the dumb ones. Because I had only heard from the Democrat side what the Republicans were, but the Republicans were saying the same thing about the Democrats, and I swear to God, at a minimum, I got confused. So I started watching Steven Crowder, I started watching Ben Shapiro, owning the libs, and let me tell you, I even went to Trump Tower. This is crazy, I know, but because of that friend who knew another friend, I got invited to Trump Tower to Steve Bannon. I don't know if you know who that guy is, but Steve Bannon was hosting an event with high level rich donor like Republican people, and they played that film. There's a film that they played, like Trump Saving America, this super highly patriotic video showing Trump, fighting for America. And then they had, Q&A about immigration. And I don't know. I took a picture with Steve Bannon, and then I voted straight Republican in 2018 because of a bubble that I was in. Because I had left my bubble and went to the other bubble. And then, I don't know how it switched, but I started watching more like Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. I got a little bit back into my own vibe, started hearing things differently, and all of a sudden, flip back, now I'm Democrat again. And that's when I realized I'm super influential. You can influence me. Like, I'm super weak to whatever I'm watching. And then when the election came around, let's assume that it wasn't stolen. Let's just assume for a second it wasn't stolen. When the election happened and I was in my bubble, there was no way Kamala was gonna lose. There's no way. I remember watching these people and just feeling so at ease. I was like, okay, like look at this. Where has he gained followers? There's no way he could have gained followers. And and they're just going on and with their analysis. And I'm like, okay, they're right. They're right. How could Trump win? And he lost the last election. How could he win? I believed it up until the day of the election. And this is going to be purely anecdotal, but when I went to vote, every asshole around me was a Trumper. And they are loud and obnoxious. Oh my God. They're so proud. They're wearing Trump shirts when you're not supposed to wear political messages at the voting polls. It's like it's against the rules, but they all got like Trump, make America great again shirts. And they're just like high-fiving each other, cutting in line, all this shit. Just absolutely, from my perspective, obnoxious jerks. And I'm like, where's the Democrats? No, I imagine everyone that was like this in line was Democrat, but there weren't a lot. there weren't a lot. And I was like, oh no. Are the Democrats not coming out to vote? Or is Trump popular? Oh man. And then he won? That was a come to Jesus moment for me. I was like, wow. I was so in my bubble. And then it started happening again when they're like, the math isn't mathing. Something's wrong. Oh, and you could see the way Kamala was speaking at her concession speech. Oh, her words were coded. Like, watch how she winks here, or she does a sigh here, or the way she paused. And I was like, they're right. Oh yeah, she must know that he cheated on the election. And I started getting all conspiratorial, and I'm like, a little bit of cautious. I was like, am I in a bubble? But like, no, but I wanted to believe that it's all fake. And until this day, I still think he stole the election. Musk with his Starlink stole the numbers and mixed with the tabulations. And I know there's like some areas where it was like a 70% vote for everyone but the president. Like 70% of the ballots were voting for like the Democratic senator or the congressman or whatever, but the president only. They're called bullet ballots, where bullet ballots, I think is what it's called, where only the top is Republican, but everything else below is Democratic. And that was like, oh, that's the smoking gun. And I'm still in a bubble, but the difference now is I'm aware of it. I'm self-aware of it. So I don't put a lot of stock in my opinion, and you shouldn't put a lot of stock in my opinion, because as much as I hate Trump, and I hate him with a passion, I think he's a cancer on not just America, on the planet. He's setting the entire planet backwards. But it's not just Trump. It's all the people that let him do it. It's all of the people that are the brown shirts or the ICE agents, or the people that are rejecting people coming into the country on flimsy reasons. Oh, you had a DUI in 1972. Like, for whatever they're doing to let people, they've been empowered, these people, right? And we now know the age-long answer of how did Nazi Germany come about. Exactly the way MAGA America came about. It's the same way. Attack a group of people, push, us against them. When really, and this is again this is a message from my bubble. The message from my bubble is this: it should be the rich against the poor, not red against blue, not Republican against Democrat or liberal against conservative. It should be the rich, which are controlling everything, versus us people down below that don't have any power, that don't own schools to push our propaganda, that don't own satellites. We're just people trying to earn a fucking living, and eggs are expensive and gas is expensive, and you go to a restaurant and you get a lunch and it's $21? $21 for Jollibee? Granted, I did get the spaghetti and the spicy chicken and the mango pie. Whatever, I'm allowed to. I'm an adult. But it was $21. It's a little bit expensive. But here's the problem that I see, like, with all of this super like shift that we've had to conservative. I don't want to call it conservatism, because that's a nice word, to fascism. It's happening, I think, in Japan too. There's anti-foreigner backlash is happening. I knew it was going to happen. There's too many stupid foreigners in Japan that don't respect Japanese culture. They had to block off parts of Kyoto. They're starting to have prices that are higher if you're not a local. They're starting to react. And there's a lot of news about Chinese people being abusing the system, where they come in and they're there for like a month, and then they get certain status, and then they can rack up big medical bills to get things done, and then they leave the country and they don't pay the bill. There's a lot of that. And so that stuff's getting amplified in Japan. It's probably not happening anywhere near as much as people think, but it's getting amplified in the news. And so now there's a Nihon Fasto movement, a Japan First movement, and the Sanseido, which is I don't know what that translates to, Sanseito maybe, Sanseido. They're the right-wing political organization in Japan. They've gotten more traction in this last election. So I don't even want to escape to Japan, because I'm worried that if I escaped this country to Japan, now I'm a foreigner in Japan, and I don't want to be a foreigner in a country that's so historically like a xenophobic country, where it's like everyone looks a certain way. I would rather be in America where at least there's a ton of brown people. There's a ton of different skin colored people. You know, like when I go out even in Vegas, when I'm in like a restaurant or even Goodwill or somewhere or in a store shopping, I'm like, look at all these people. None of them are blonde, blue-eyed people. We are a race. We are a country of brown-haired people. Immigrants are all, maybe it's just the West. I don't know what it looks like on the East. Maybe everyone's white in the East and that gives them the ability to think that everyone needs to be white. But I'm like, where are the people? You're going to send half of America away? Literally, I'm the only white guy in this entire restaurant. How is that going to work, Trump? Oh. And that's the beauty of America. And he just wants to kill it, you know? And I honestly don't even think it's because he's racist. I think it's because he's got some form of dementia. The racism's always probably been there, right? When he was putting those newspaper ads against the black guys that got falsely accused of rape. I forget the whatever 5, the Central Park 5 or something like that. And they got exonerated. And I guess he took out a full, and hey, this might be propaganda, maybe it never happened, but my understanding was that he took out a full page ad and said they're guilty when they got proven innocent. Whew. Sorry, I went off just a little bit. Didn't mean to. It's been really weighing on my psyche. There, in my current 30-day challenge, I've done a couple things differently than recently in the last week. I don't go to bed watching TV, which would have been fine watching TV because I'm just watching like Big Bang Theory. You know, I'm not watching anything political. But I go to bed with silence. I don't wake up and immediately get on TikTok and get my rage bait. I haven't been doing that. That's been nice. And then after my run, when I take a bath, I also don't watch TV, which I used to. I have like a dedicated iPad that I would just like watch stuff on. But now I've just been like thinking about what content I want to do this morning, you know, after the run, what little content I want to do for the first 3-minute short that I'm going to make. And that's it. You know, I'm trying to relax. I really need to completely pull away because I can't do anything about the Trump stuff. I really can't. I don't know what I could do. You know, am I going to turn my platform, the baby platform that I have, into an anti-Trump channel? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that interested in it, right? I'm more interested in being anti-religious than I am being anti-Trump. Maybe that's the same thing though, huh? I am liking what Newsom is doing, the governor of California. I think it's hilarious when he's tweeting like Trump, and the news are like, why do you feel like it's okay to tweet like that? Like, it's just so childish. Tell the president that. It's kind of funny. Glacian, it's not that your bait isn't working. Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat. Yeah, that's the problem. Also, Glacian, I don't know if you know this, but I have a filter against you now. It jumbles all of your words. I actually don't see anything. The only message that I see from you are messages that I have an AI that I built. It's called Anti-Glacian AI. And what it does is it watches any media that I have a live stream on, like any of the channels, it watches it. And then if you comment or post only things that are relevant that I might want to respond to, it doesn't jumble the words. Like earlier you were talking about hot dogs or something. I don't know what the content made no sense to me, but that's because it jumbled it, you know, with it does like weird replacement words so that I ignore it. Night Owl says, how the Republicans propagandized to the poor in modern America is crazy. It will be studied in the future. Yeah, I wonder. I wish I could live long enough to see how this all turns out. They made 100% made in Japan beer, and it was discovered they used foreign hops. There's an article I read a long time ago about making a pencil, and they talked about the insane processes it is to just make a pencil. If I could find it, I would share it with you, but I don't remember where it is. I was like in the bathtub one day reading it, you know, and you can't just make a pencil. It's a worldwide endeavor to make a pencil. And that's how we are as a human race. We have specialized for certain things in different countries, and we import those things to make bigger, different things. In other countries, we're all interconnected. And this movement of countries becoming more far on the right and isolationist is going to be very bad for the human race. Emmy says, I hate how dependent Europe is on America and we can't do anything from here. Yeah. Well, Emmy, imagine if you live here and you can't do anything. It's the same thing. It really just sucks. It sucks. Sconese says, they say you have to not look at a screen for about an hour before bed. Oh, I always thought that meant look at a screen 5 hours before bed. I guess I got that information wrong. Funny animator Jim TV says, most of them don't have direct relationship with immigrant friends, including me. So it's really easy to not think about it. I have quite a few immigrant friends. I haven't asked if they're legal or not, but I suspect some of them are illegal. And I worry about them a lot because they're such good people. They're so hardworking. Chew Waver says, you are discriminating against Pokemon, George. Right-wing behavior. Look, Glaceons don't belong in this chat. That's all I'm saying. I think we all agree. Night Owl says, Smarter Everyday YouTube had a viral video last month trying to make 100% made in America grill brush. They showed how hard it was, nearly impossible. I think I saw that video. And we don't even have like the technical capability anymore to do a lot of things in this country because we've, for what, decades made China the way that we, the area that we make everything, right? We need immigration reform. From when? From when? Everything that we knew like a year ago, the America that we knew a year ago doesn't exist anymore. We don't live in that America anymore. Not everything's caught up to it, but we don't live there anymore. Like, you're not even seeing all the protests around the country because it's tamped down. TikTok isn't showing me the protests. I had to have someone tell me on TikTok to, hey, have you guys heard about the LA Music Festival? Look up the LA Musical Festival. It's been going on for 3 months or something like that. And I looked it up and it was about people rioting in LA against Trump. And I didn't know about that. It turns out that music festival is what word they have to use to trick the algorithm to not block the videos. What country do we live in where you block an app? Like apparently in a month, TikTok's going away finally again. That was a China thing. Now we do it. We block apps. We take away the freedom of Americans to choose what app they use. An app. How about that woman in Texas, congresswoman, or I think she's a congresswoman. They're not letting her leave the Capitol because she won't agree to having being. They want to assign security to her so she doesn't leave, so that they can have enough people to have, what is it called, a quorum. I think that's what it's called. What about that? Have you seen that? Where if Biden did 1% or if Obama did 1% of what Trump is doing, the right would be having a riot. It's the pure hypocrisy that kills me. And there's a radio station here in town, 8:40 a.m. And I don't listen to it anymore, but it was the one radio station I used to always listen to. Like they'd have like back in the day, like Art Bell would be on there talking about like UFOs and stuff like that with the Coast to Coast AM. And even Rush Limbaugh, I used to listen to him because I just thought he was fun to listen to. I didn't believe everything he said. Laura Ingraham and all that. But now when you listen to it, at least when I was listening to it previously, I swear, man, it is the most right-wing drivel. Everything is so uneducated and nuanced in opinion. And I would turn it on for friends. I'd be like, hey, you want to see something cool? I said, I'm going to turn on this radio station, and I promise you within about 2 minutes, they're going to talk about transgendered people. And I swear to God, that was like a magic trick. You just turn it on and then, this transgendered, and like, oh my God. Like, I had never really had any interaction with transgendered people. I had one transgender friend, and then eventually I got a second one. But like, we don't ever talk about transgender issues. We're just friends. And so the first time I ever even thought that transgender was a thing to talk about was every day on that radio station. They just keep ringing it up like it's a big deal. But I think it's even rare that you have one transgendered friend or encounter anything that would make you think about it. But yet it's the biggest problem in America until Trump came to office, right? I haven't listened to it for a while. George, read my comments. Okay, Glaceon 2. Decorum. Thank you, Violet. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you. I'm going to go back now. And I'm going to read Violet's comments. Or Glaceon number 2. There better be something important. First of all, I read we need immigration reform just like 2 minutes ago, bro. It's too difficult and it's too expensive and difficult. I don't remember what that was about. I'm sorry. It takes some people a decade and tens of thousands of dollars to what? Yeah. The problem with reading the chat is it's always delayed even when I'm looking at it on time. Funny animator Jim. George reading particular chat messages is lottery. Yeah, it's the one that catches my eye. Is chat hiding most messages for George? No. I'm not getting barely any messages from you guys. The chat rate is 6. It's I'm not getting a ton of messages, guys. You're overthinking it. Okay, so my comments are unimportant. What comments did you say that are any different than what I've already been talking about? I literally jumped on and talked about we need immigration reform. I talked about that. I walked right into that. But I didn't agree with you that we need immigration reform. We don't have immigration right now. We have Trump-igration. It doesn't matter what we do right now. It doesn't matter because Trump and the people that support Trump do not follow any rules that are set. They just don't follow the rules. So we could have this massive massive immigration reform, and who's going to follow it? Nobody. Because Trump makes an executive order saying it's illegal. You have CBS paying him money. You have colleges paying him money. Intel, he's talked about recently taking over 10% of Intel. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. There's no immigration. There's no laws in this country. We have to follow whatever laws, but there's no overall arching law in this country anymore, in my mind. Again, I'm in my own bubble. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am literally a human, like I'm an ant, and I'm getting this 1 pixel of information into my head. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But from my perspective, this country's done. It's done. But are my stocks at the highest they've ever been? Yes. Is my crypto at the highest it's ever been? Yes. Are things good for me? Yeah. But do I still think it's over? Yeah. I think it's over. Do I think there's going to be another election? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have another election that we can trust. But again, I'm in my own bubble. I don't know how much to... The thing that saddens me is I don't know where to get information that I can absolutely trust 100%. I get these texts on my phone from ActBlue and other places because I've donated in the past. And I'm like, I don't trust that this isn't fake. I block every religious message, if they're religious, every political message, every message about real estate. I don't trust any message that comes into my phone from anybody anymore. I block and report as junk every message because I feel like everything is a manipulation to me. I'm a crotchety old man. I don't believe anything anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. Even my view of Japan is super skewed now that it's super right wing now. I know it's probably not the case, but the fact that my friend, Yuki-chan is now MAGA, which I never in my life met a MAGA person that was Japanese, that's disconcerting. And the fact that the Sanseido, I forget which one, that they got more seats in the last election, that hurts, right? I don't know. I got one pixel of information in this brain. So please don't take my word on anything. You might be right if you disagree with me. I have no idea. And I know Violet hates that. I'm scrolling now down, by the way, to read comments. Seth Rogen says, wait, are you not a Republican? That's got to be a triggering joke. Violet says, think the university's not. Seth says, I'm not American. Is that good or bad? It's neither. You're a human being. Funny Animator Jim says, repost, many Americans want a strongman leader that they can look up to, feel secure in a large movement with their own people, and they feel he will support them like a good boss. Disconcerting is the words, brother. What did I say? Disconcerting? Here I am searching for Violet comments, and there's none. Although Skenazy is like just not caring about the topic and going right about Japanese things. So anyway, how was your morning? How's your morning going, guys? I'm all riled up over Trump again. Trying not to even read anything about it, but like every time I scroll through Reddit, like everything's about Trump. Here, I'm just gonna go to my Reddit feed. Ready? Let's see. First thing. Reddit. Okay, I'm gonna hit refresh. Oh, it already refreshed. Kid attacks a teacher and gets put in a suplex by a police officer. That's kind of cool. Okay. Out of all sitcoms, wives, I still love Wilma the most. Who's your favorite? Okay, that's not Trump. I'm bummed. My channel is dying without anything I did wrong. Okay, that's a YouTube one. Elon Musk makes major U-turn after promising to upend US politics. Google head calls Trump admin's climate denialism fantastic. I'm gonna scroll past some ads. Target CEO Brian Cornell is stepping down after 11 years at the retailer as the company faces slumping sales and backlash to its retreat on DEI. Mark my words, Trump will try to validate reasons to reintroduce slavery. Trump slammed after ranting that the Smithsonian only focuses on how bad slavery was. Donald Trump sparks health concerns after admitting he's not doing well. They're not going to live normally. A devastating disease has surged in California. Clickbait. Trump, 79, sparks more health concerns with surprise new heaven declaration. Janine Pirro's, or Piero I think is her name, which means clown in Japanese, bombshell text, skewering Fox host revealed. Trump is pressuring yet another top Fed official to resign. Mass layoffs at John Deere follow depressed sales caused by Trump tariffs. Astronomically random, Putin gifts motorcycle to Alaska man, but he has no idea why. Caroline Levitt falsely claims that Trump's plan to ban mail-in ballots and electronic voting machines will make it easier for Americans to vote. And she says it's quite mind-boggling that Democrats could stand in opposition to Trump's common sense approach to election integrity. Where are all the Asian girls that used to be in my feed? Where are all the hot Koreans? I do think I unsubbed, to be fair. I was getting too many. But now it's all Trump. I think I'm following them. Funny. I think I'm following. Let me see what subreddits I'm following. Let's see here. I'm not following TikTok cringe, but that keeps getting suggested to me. I'm following sitcoms. Partnered YouTube. Crazy fucking videos. I'm following that. US News Hub. Technology. Mildly infuriating. DVD collection. Business. No filter news. Mark my words. Anything goes news. Good news. And California. And 11 Labs. Actually, that was an ad. Sorry. Law. 4K Blu-ray. Above the normal news. So yeah, a lot of news apparently. My bad. My bad, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure keto acidosis does not have a Japanese word. So you're fine. Keto Acidosis. Sounds right to me. You follow me on Reddit? I don't really... Well, I guess I do post on Reddit. There was a point where I realized I was posting things that people could just click my name and see what I posted, like what I responded to. And I was like, oh, I got to clean this up. I was saying things not even thinking about it. Like, oh, this is the Japanese from Zero guy. What did he say? Wait, what? That's a little bit too personal. Tonyo Byo. Well, Tonyo Byo is diabetes, by the way. Adding the say to it, I guess, makes it keto acidosis. That's interesting. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, Goodwill, which is the thrifting shop here in Vegas, there's like 17 of them here, and they're all fantastic. They have double discount day if you're a senior. I'm not a senior, but my wife, who's 60, she counts as a senior. Like when you're 55, you count as a senior over there, and you get double discount day. So normally I would go there and I would absorb, all the DVDs I could buy. This DVD that I have, you don't see my back, and I sometimes have it as a back here, but I now have I think 2,200 or so DVDs and Blu-rays. I have gone crazy buying and collecting over the last, I guess, year and a half now, and it really picked up after I started going to Goodwill. But now I'm thinking I'm at the end. I don't need any more. Although I did just get, what is this? I got this the other day. Orange is the New Black. I think this is season 2. Oh, it's season 1. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I got over here that I gotta still process, but I think I'm done. I think I got too many at this point. I might just do random TV shows and random things that come out, but I don't think I need to go like bulk up every time it's double discount day. It's pretty bad. No, Violet, I do not need more speakers. I don't even know I have bought so many speakers at the Goodwill. Every room now has an amazing kick-ass set of speakers. My gym has a Harman Kardon receiver that was $1,500 when it was brand new in 2004. I just happened to see one at Goodwill and I bought it for my gym. And it's got these big Iowa speakers that pump out like mass bass when we're working out. It's nice, but those speakers cost $1. All in all, I spent $20 on that sound system, from Goodwill. It's addicting. It's so fun collecting that sort of thing. Oh yeah. I have 2 Razer headsets now. 2 Razer that are like $200 or $279 depending. I just got the pink ones with the ears. I don't know if I can use it for the live stream. I can use it as a headset, but because it's USB, it won't really work with my Rode setup that I have now. It'll be good when I'm traveling maybe, or when I'm out like at a Panera Bread doing work and I want to talk to somebody. Savio, yes, Savio does mean sexually transmitted disease. I don't know if you know that. Yes, Sound Sake says it correctly. Sabio is a sexually transmitted disease, an STD. Bio is sickness for anything, you know, and sei is gender, so a gender disease theoretically, right? He's just telling you what it means, Skones. You don't overthink it. So, I'm a little bit tired. I only slept like 5 hours. I might have to take a nap after this, honestly. Sit down and just zone out. I don't think I want to go to Goodwill today though. I've overwent. I had to implement like an allowance system for myself to stop spending so much on DVDs and Blu-rays, and I actually get to the limit every month of that allowance. And it's an insane amount. No one should have this much allowance, but it's way less than what I was spending. Squidzy, I don't think that the thing you're talking about is an STD. He's just pointing out that that part of the word is an STD. You wonder what made me tired? Not the rant, Chew Wafers. It was me running this morning. Jeez. Chew Wafers giving me... I mean, are you never tired, Chew Wafers? Not everybody can have a recliner for their desk chair and just chillax. Yeah, I don't know what the say is doing at the end of that. It's Tonyo Bio is what I'm aware of for diabetes. I did get a new mouse, if anyone cares. It's the MX Master 3. I'm a big fan of the MX Master series. My other one, which was this one, this is the original MX Master, but its battery would just die too soon. Oh, oops. I guess this is still connected. I don't know what I just did, but I can no longer see the screen. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, what happened to the screen in the back? That's a completely unrelated condition. What happened? There we go. Some people right now are freaking out. They didn't realize that that's a TV behind me, not an actual shelf. Yes, I have mastered the art of creating a fake background. You're never tired because you're always sitting in a recliner chair at your desk, Chew Wafers. Oh yeah, and StarCraft last night. Although I will say this, Violet's my StarCraft buddy. I definitely am pretty happy. I think I finally, at the lower level of playing, have figured out how to win some games. You don't use your chrono boost to make probes. You use your chrono boost to build units. And you just pump them and pump them and pump them. And then if you're off fighting a battle somewhere, you're still shortcutting and creating more units for the next round. Yeah, I gotta get a new chair. This chair has seen its last days. It's kind of nice that it has these like little arms, but it's getting kind of creaky. But all of my chairs have to be these drafting chairs, because like I've set up my desk right so that if I stand up, I'm still basically at the same height on the desk. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that was sitting way too long. Oh, I think I might need to stretch after this actually. Oh God, what are these called? What are those muscles on your butt called at the top? What are those called? Your top butt muscles. What are those called? Someone tell me. I don't know what they're called. Glutes. Felt really good right now when I stood up. It's funny, just after 5 days of running, I already feel like my body like tightening up a little bit. And I can imagine I'll start feeling a little bit thinner in the stomach, you know? Still got some flab down here that I got to work off. I am proud that I never got fat though, you know what I mean? I never got like my dad was pretty heavy at one point where he was just like a lot of weight. But I was pretty bummed out the other day when I went to buy a bunch of shorts. And I picked up a bunch of like 34s off the rack, 34 waist, and they didn't fit, and I didn't like that. I ended up having to get 36s, but now I'm starting to feel like, well, maybe these 36s are a little bit too big. I feel like the waist is slimming down a little bit, you know. And I will say something. You can't see these shorts, but I feel like I'm wearing girl shorts. They're these jeans. It's the way that I don't know if I can show. I don't think I can show you, but can I show you? You see how like this part right here feels feminine. I feel like I'm wearing girl shorts. I might need to change them out. I got like 4 or 5 more pairs right over there. I'm not gonna. No, Glaceon, I'm not gonna change them out on camera. Yakobu, you can't say futoi janai desu. You have to say futokunai desu. Send me a pic. I'm gonna send you a pic for your fetish collection, Violet. You're like showing, and this is George with his funny hat on, and this is something I snipped from a live stream where he showed me his shorts. He's just such a funny guy. Yeah, they have pockets. These are actually great for my morning run because I put my phone in here and my glasses over here, and the phone doesn't like jump around like it used to in my old basketball shorts, which are like super like what's the word I'm looking for, like elastic. 確かにアメリカ人にしては太くないですね。Very good Japanese. Makes me think you might be Japanese even, Jim. Very nice. Yeah, for an American, I'm not fat. You know what I mean? For sure. I am at my max. Like, I'm at my max weight right now, which is 202 as of yesterday. I haven't measured in the last, actually, I think that was like 2 days ago. I haven't measured since then. But I eat too much. That's my problem. I eat way too much. I love eating. Damn, Violet. I was about to make the same joke. Did I miss Violet's joke? Oh, I see. The pockets thing. Yeah, because girls' shorts don't have pockets, right? Apparently. No, they have pockets. They're very good pockets. Some would say the best. What is tashikani? It means like, yeah, that's the case. Correctly. Alexa, 確かには英語で何ですか?
確かに、お英語で言うと surely.
Surely. When you agree with something, you can say, 確かに. Oh, yeah. 確かに. You can say that. 確かにそうですよね. I also bought a power strip that I can mount to the desk. I already have one over here. I know you guys can't see it. And I would show you the box, but I think, oh, there it is. It's a desk clamp power strip. It's really handy because you can like have like USB plugs just for charging things. I bought that as well. I mean, this is like the boring news time of the day because I'm not reading a story or anything. I'm interacting with you. Oh, I also bought this at Goodwill for 99 cents because I'm getting ready to travel. Kind of nice. I don't know if this is going to work in Korea, but Korea has these stupid European style plugs. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. Like the American plug is, I would say almost like the Japanese plug is the best plug. It's just the 2 prongs. But yeah, this was nice for 99 cents. It was probably like 15 bucks when it was new. You have all these like different country plugs. When I when I travel, I end up buying a bunch of stuff that I don't need. Like I bought these so I could, use normal whatever headphones I have with me, I could use USB on my PC and on my my PC has a normal plug, but for my laptop or my phone or whatnot, I start buying stuff like that. I bought a new set of these as well. I really am a fan of the Apple. Oh, I bought these too. This is a cool charger, 20 million amps, but it's also got all the plugs on them. And what's USB-C, normal USB for charging, and then lightning cable. But it also has this, which is a USB micro plug that you can pull off, which is kind of cool, right? Look at that. Isn't that cool? But they also use it like they double time it as a handle like this. And I have another one, but it's in my bag that's purple. I'm trying to buy different colored things recently. I don't like the black stuff anymore, so I've been getting like different colored stuff. Yuki's Japanese TV has a good video on nishitewa and nishitemo. Kankoku ni itte imasu ka? What you wrote there, Skodezi, means, are you in Korea, essentially? I am not in Korea, no. Will you ever get into mechanical keyboards? No, I've already was into them and I don't like them. I hate the clack, clack, clack sound. I want the quiet keyboard. No, I had one. I still have it over here somewhere, but I do not like mechanical keyboards. It's too much. I just want a normal low profile keyboard. Like literally something like this, which I use for the Mac. I have the Mac over here. I use this, but my main keyboard is just this right here, this cherry keyboard, and I love it. I have a black one also for my other PC. It's basic. It's what I need. It does everything I need. I wanted to ask if those books are fake. Real books are fake. They're all fake. This is a Stable Diffusion generated shelf, and then I added a picture of my. This is my daughter and me. This is a picture of my family and me at Christmas. But all of these books, I made them all up. Even live stream, I did it. I did it live stream where I added some books to it. It's all fake. I can show them to you. Hang on, let me we'll zoom in on them. Give me a second, I'll find it. It's in my wallpapers. I think I have it in a folder called Stable Diffusion. I have a bunch of backgrounds that I was building. Okay, hang on. All right, so here we go. I made all of these books essentially, right? Sharks. How to Understand Women and Wives. Nampa Jutsu, which is a technique of hitting on Japanese girls. The How of Now. That was a cool title for a book. I made this for frickin' Glaceon. Cactus Garden of the Soul. Imada, now. Rise up. 自分の声を探せ. Find your voice. 虫歯を無視するな. Don't ignore cavities. Ha ha ha. Ni shanchi lama. Are you mad? Ha ha ha. Are you mad in Chinese? These I didn't do anything with. These are just a random whatever was there. You got zero from zero. 열심히 하면 뭐든지 할 수 있다. You can do anything if you try. And this is the same thing. 간발해봐 난데모 되기를. And then How America Ends. There's my family photo. There's another family photo. I added this train up here. I added these cans of drinks. The Freedom of the Monarchy. I don't know. That was some cool name of a book. Know When to Stop. I don't know why I put the knife there. Climbing Masa's Yama, because Masa Yama likes to do a lot of commenting. Live streaming for idiots. Diet Cola Wars. Ato Mawashi Osama. The Procrastination King. Maikai Kamikai o Mezase. always shoot for the most amazing version of the show. Kamikai is what Japanese call like the best episode. Always shoot for the best episode. The Art of Nihongo. Bitch accent. Do it. I fucking dare you. It's a fake shelf. 1984年は2025年だ. 1984 is 2025. Pump it up. Sigma って何? That's a joke with me and Hugo. Like he's always saying, what's the sigma? What the sigma? History of George. Cats on Bikes. Specks of Dust. Fate Squared. That's my novel. Girls from 01 and 2. There's a lot to learn about girls. Thank Universe. God's Big Lie. Polyglot Thirst. That's my album that I'm working on. Fluent in 5. Not possible. Inspiration. Miracles don't happen. Miracles are created. Mexican Heat. That's my Mexican song. Yeah, I'll play it for you. Hang on. Give me a second. We'll take a quick segue into that song. I gotta stop the music though. Hang on. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Tissue Box Records. Probably got there. Okay, so this is the Mexican Heat song. I never liked Spanish. Why don't you learn it? They asked, but I didn't wanna. Spanish wasn't fun, it was boring, so I thought until I went to Tijuana. The day I arrived was Dia de Muertos. In English it dice Day of the Dead. I ordered huevos rancheros with coffee and some queso bread. I was tired and exhausted when the food hit the table. She had the softest face, like a princess from a fable. I took the plate accidentally, brushing her hand. She reminded me of my wife years ago. But this is a faraway land. I'm 50 years old now. It can't be more than 23. I'm wearing a t-shirt with shorties, wearing a black skirt with lace. The air feels muy pesado. My heart feels it también. I'm happily married. This shouldn't be happening to me again. I mustered up my courage and said, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? She said, Mi nombre no es importante. Tú no tienes hambre. I had to think fast. It was hard. I was still so new at Spanish. I was hungry, yeah, but this girl answered my every wish. I said, por supuesto tengo hambre, pero que tú eres muy bonita. Si tienes tiempo, quiero comer contigo esta comida. Boy, gringo, your Spanish isn't half bad, she replied. I knew from the look on her face she was just being kind and had lied. I'm 50 years old now, she's younger than my first daughter. I should be strong at this age now, yet my heart's starting to totter. My blood began to race, my brain began to strategize. How could I touch her soft black hair and kiss those puppy dog eyes? Jorge, ¿por qué estás aquí? ¿Tú estás solo? ¿Dónde estás tu esposa? I looked to the left and to the right for a while. The voice was familiar. It was my old friend Kyle. Mucho tiempo sin ver es mi amigo. Ella está en mi casa con nuestro gato. George, you being here is a serious scandal. All these muchachas bonitas are too much for you to handle. I'm 50 years old now. In a few years I might be dead. This camarera bonita shouldn't be dancing in my head. Kyle has known me longer than my wife, so he knows this girl would only bring me strife. I closed my eyes, I focused, I had to concentrate. I used all my will, I pushed and pushed her from my fate. Gracias, pero yo estoy casado, I said to la camarera. Her face turned sour as she left. Ella estaba muy molesta. Kyle tapped me on the shoulder saying you did the right thing. But I suggest when you travel, you always wear your wedding ring. I'm 50 years old, but I'm much smarter now. I don't need a girl to learn a language. I'll manage somehow. Back at home, I gave my wife a hug and a kiss. Kyle again saved the day. I'm mucho thankful for this. All right, back to the shelf. Back to the shelf. It's up here somewhere. All right, so we got Mexican heat. Gangnam Style? Gangnam Style? What is this? 日本の湿度問題を解決せよ. That's fix the Japanese humidity problem, which is definitely something I wish they could fix. The Dream of Mars. Ajik morosoyo. It's still too far. Tonari no kyaku wa yoku kuu. The client next door eats a lot. Ken versus Matt. Sam in Tokyo. These are both YouTube people references. Yo lindo. I'm ready. Come on, Kyle. All right, hang on. If we're gonna do Come On Kyle, give me a second. Come On Kyle is a song, another song I wrote. I don't know if I sang it. Let me see. I don't think I did. It's one that I maybe want to eventually sing. Yeah, no, I didn't sing this one. Come On Kyle. It's kind of good because it's about this topic that we're doing today, so it's good. Here we go. I wrote the lyrics, but I didn't sing it.
I don't know what to do sometimes. My friend Kyle seems so smart but can't read between the lines. If his house was burning, he'd vote for fire. In an election, he votes for the biggest liar. When I talk to him, he seems like an intellect, but when it comes to politics, calls collect. Come on, Kyle, don't be a sheep like you claim I am. If you're pro-freedom, why vote for the 2025 plan? I'm not asking you to blindly change your mind. I'm asking you to open it up and see what you find. Just because you think you're right doesn't mean you are. A lie is always a lie, especially from a washed-up TV star. Come on, Kyle, let's get it together. Not sunny weather, it's not all about you. Don't you know we're all tethered? Tarred and feathered. In this song, I'm calling you out, but I mean no disrespect. We've all got to challenge what we think is our intellect. You might think I'm the pot calling the kettle black, but I've done the research and have information you so clearly lack. You can't close your eyes and claim that you can see. If you're not open to debate, your mind is closed, obviously. Open your perspective, shake it up just a bit. You might realize democracy makes a much better fit. Changing your mind doesn't mean you are weak, but if you follow blindly, it means you're one of the sheep. Come on, Kyle, let's be fantastic. Proactive. Don't think it is stiff, it needs to be elastic. Reactive paper, not plastic. Take a moment, forget your personal labels. You're a blank slate, no story, no Fox News fables. No matter what happens, we have an ironclad friendship. Cannons of ignorance and bombs of deceit can't sink this battleship. Starting from scratch might change your thinking. In the off case you don't, I guess you don't mind sinking. I've said my piece, I don't think I'm wrong. If you think I am, I'll wait from you a song. Come on, Kyle, let's make the world great. Time for you to wake. Your single vote affects your and my fate. Mate, it's never too late. It's a two-way street, Kyle, do I have your attention? We need a truce to diffuse this civil war tension. Come on, Kyle, I know you've got a brain. Let's not miss our train. If we work together, there's so much to gain. No pain, join my lane. This song might sound like a joke, but I'm serious, Kyle. How about you leave your tribe only for a moment, free think for a while? Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Bring my shoes for a mile. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle. Be safe for a while.
All right. Let's just gonna repeat some stuff. Back to this. That's what the Come On Kyle is about right there. And then these are all just, this is like Jidoshi and Setsuzokushi and Fukushi and Tadoshi and Keiyoshi and Doshi, like intense Japanese grammar books that I invented. Keiko's Journey. Yuki no Yuki. The Courage of Yuki. Melody, my other cat. Kaeru, Kaeru, Kaeru. Return, Change, Frog. Utsubuta, Utareru Buta. The pig that hits, the pig that gets hit. Sing like a human, dance like a robot. I actually spent time to do this as well, to add my little icons, in case someone was paying attention. When to say no. Never. Pinocchio. Wo ai ni. 你不能爱我. I love you. It's not capable for you to love me. When, where, and why. Spray tans kill. It's all an illusion and the power of belief. I think we've covered all the books. Yes, we've covered all the books. And that's my back shelf. Every now and then I add books. Kaeru wa kaeru desu ka? Nice. Add me to your bookshelf. See, it's all about you, Violet. It's all about you, isn't it?
Fuck that shit.
Kyle isn't in the chat. Nope, he's not in the chat today. He is not. Well, guys, we got about 9 more minutes until I end the stream. I've decided that these are going to be 90-minute streams. That way they're not too ridiculous. So if there's anything you want to ask me or you want to try to inflame me about, go for it. Or I swear to God, I'll play another song. If there's not a good comment to get me going in the next 9 minutes, I'm playing another song. Oh, speaking of songs, I feel like we should have at least go back to the jazz. Joji, please notice me. Yes, Sconesi, I notice you. Can I make a song about you, Glacian? Oh, no. Yeah. I thought I had one that would fit for you, but no, it's too... It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit you. It was actually about my wife, so I was like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like a song that sounds negative, but it's actually positive. Morningstar says, hi, George. I recently returned from a trip to Japan after studying Japanese from Zero Book 1. Because of your book, I was able to translate for my friends and make new friends with Japanese locals. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good comment. And that's happy to hear things like that. Chewaver says, okay, guys, talk about Trump so he gets distracted to play more songs. He gets too distracted to play more songs. What if I have a Trump song, though, Chewafers? Morningstar says, thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate your content, and I've been loving your work since 2017. Whoa, what about the stuff I did in 2015? You're saying it wasn't good, Morningstar? I just don't know what to do. Like, I thought the 2015 stuff was the best stuff. Why would you diss my earlier work? What about the stuff I did in 1998 with George and Keiko? I can never get the recognition I deserve. I'm joking with you. Although, maybe my old work was not worthy of praise. You summited Mount Fuji, snorkeled in Okinawa, and had an amazing time. Cheers to you. That's so fun, Morningstar, that you did that. I've never summited Mount Fuji, and I've never been to Okinawa. So you have already accomplished so much. Sconesi says, damn, you could do all that with JPZ? JPZ?
That shit.
There is no book JPZ. It's Japanese, one word, from zero, JFZ. JPZ is not correct. That's Japanese panties from zero. Is that what book? Chewaver says, I would be disappointed if you only had one Trump song. I expect at least 2 albums. What do you think of the NYC guy? You mean Xiaoma? That guy? I'm gonna cue something up. Hang on. Not a song. Not a song. Hang on. Hang on. I'm gonna cue up something. Give me a second. Guys. Hang on. I got too many screens. All right, hang on. Uno momento, señor. All right. Give me a second. 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 All right, here we go. Hi guys, YouTuber George Trombley. YouTuber George Trombley, we're in Japan, and we are here in Japan. Hi. YouTube. Hi guys, George Trombley. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi. How you doing? George Trombley here in Japan. Recently, there's been some YouTube videos that have gotten millions of views with a guy speaking Chinese. I come to Japan a lot, and there's a lot of footage that we cut from our videos where I'm speaking Japanese. It just seems like a little bit extraneous, but now I'm like, wow, millions of views. So I was thinking, couldn't we take some of the footage of me speaking Chinese? So, that's right. I'm speaking Chinese, like a special dialect of Chinese that they call Japanese. What could we do by taking footage of me speaking Chinese? Amazing the Did I say Chinese again?
I said Chinese.
I meant, look, it's not like Xiaoma's on my brain or something. So what if we took clips of me speaking Japanese, put them together, and made millions of dollars in monies? Let's find out. Here I am in a thing that we did with See, I'm smooth. I'm one of the smoothest. Festivals. The guy behind me is my production manager. He's in charge of sound, lighting. Where the fuck are you going? What if we took footage of me from the festivals, threw them together into a massive clip of me speaking perfect Japanese and amazing the locals? Maybe I too could be Xiaoma famous. Here it is. これ何ですか?
これはタコライス。
タコライス。タコスライス。タコ焼きのタコじゃないね。We don't need to watch all of that, but that's how I feel about Xiaoma. Xiaoma did the dolphin thing too, but he also did a thing where he talked to bonobos or something like that. His videos are insanely funny now. He's taking it to another level, man. I can't be cool like that, man. That's just too cool what he's doing. Oh man. Oh man. Xiaoma's too good. I mean, I think initially I was like, this guy, he's just like, okay, when I go to LA, if I go to LA and I go to the food court in LA and I'm like, カレー一つと、あ、すみません、ここのand I like speak like that to them, they're like, what? I get the exact same Xiaoma reactions. But it's because we're in America that we get those reactions. In Japan, they were like, hi, hi. 一ついいですか? わかりました. And they don't even think about it. But if you're in America and you work in the food court or wherever Xiaoma was going in New York, where it's like Little China or something like that, everyone that they meet is like, ni hao, well, ai ni, or like, watashi nihongo hanashimasu. And then you just gotta get a semi-capable guy to come in and be like, you know, like, I just did it earlier. Now I was debating right now. Do I try to do a Chinese thing, or do I go back to Japanese? And my brain just like locked. Like, which one do I do? But like, if you have a guy that doesn't sound like an absolute foreigner, go into any place where Japanese people live and work in America, where they've been pounded every day with like the shittiest Japanese speakers, or the people like, oh, I love Shanghai. Have you seen Shanghai Nights? Oh, Jackie Chan's my favorite. I love Jackie Chan. And then you get a guy like, you know, that was my version of Chinese that I just invented right now. Sounded pretty good, right? When you're uneducated, you know that was gibberish. Anyway, that's what I thought. I was like, that's Xiaoma's cheating the system by being in those places. You know, I don't think you get those reactions when you go to the country itself, but that's not true, because I get those reactions in Japan too a lot of times. It's just like in America, it's like you double react because you're so used to it. Would be like, imagine you're like the only American in Japan, right? And let's say you work at a store in Japan, and every day Japanese people come up to you and say, this is a pen. Or they say, my name is Takeshi. I love America. It is very beautiful, but I don't like Trump. He dictator. I hate him. You know, maybe they say that. You don't know. And then a guy's like, hey, how you doing? Do you guys have books that teach how to solve the Rubik's Cube? And you're like, bro, your English is phenomenal. Oh my God. But if you met that guy in America, you wouldn't think much about it because everyone in America speaks English. But for some reason, when you're in Japan, you get all these people speaking crappy English, right? That's what I think is happening in the Xiaoma videos, to be fair. Most, at least early on, I did. Glacian says, true, they weren't very impressed when I spoke Japanese in Japan. That's weird because you would think a living Pokemon just all of a sudden coming up would be pretty impressive. They're like, oh my, whoa, there's a full Glaceon in front of us. I mean, his IV score is pretty low, but there's an actual Glaceon in front of us. And he's not upgraded at all, like he has the worst moves. How did I approach the tones of Mandarin? You know what? I didn't. I treated it just like I treated pitch accent, honestly. I learned it, right? But the way I did it was it mimicked the phrase. 我是美国人, 美国人. You gotta go up, right? 美国人. I cannot remember first, second, third, and fourth tone and what they do. I kept mixing them up. So I really just would listen to the audio of the book when I took it in college, right? I was in college just for Chinese. So one class that I took, right? And I would just listen. And I got an A in the class. The only comment on my final that my teacher said was, your Chinese sounds Korean. She said, you have a Korean accent. That was about it. But yeah, I didn't do like all of the tone exercises in the beginning of the book where they're going third tone to fourth tone to second tone. I didn't do any of those. I just learned the things that they were saying. Skonezi says to Glaceon, there was a video I watched where a guy in an American Japanese region, I don't know what that means, was like speaking to them, and the lady was like, why would I be impressed? I had to learn English. Yeah, that's the thing. When someone speaks English fluently and they're like, oh, your Japanese is really good, they're just being nice. If their English is better than their Japanese, they know the struggle and they're just being kind to you. That's the thing, Jim. I hate these videos that do that. Where like, ma, 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 ma. Or they'll do something. Oh, how do you say return in Japanese? Kaeru. How do you say frog in Japanese? Kaeru. How do you say change in Japanese? Kaeru. And they go, how do you say the frog changed and then he went to Tokyo or he returned to Tokyo? Like, kaeru ga kaeru de Tokyo ni kaeru. Like, I hate those. I hate when they emphasize it's a joke, but it makes people learning feel like the language is going to be filled with stuff like that, and when it's really not. You know what I'm saying, guys? All right. It's been an hour and a half. I'm gonna end on a song, okay? But is there any requests out of the songs that you guys know that I've sang? It has to be an original, okay? Here, I'll read some of them off to you. Okay, hang on. Give me a second. We've got this. We've got I Love Japanese Girls, Harder Than a Rock, Japanese Muse, The Serendipitous Thief, Korean Complications, Chinese Girls Rock My World, Vietnamese Girls Rule, Chinese Apocalypse, German Beer Girl. We already did Mexican Heat. Your Spanish is Lacking, The Girl with One Eye, or we could do a repeat of Filipinos on My Mind, which we played yesterday. Just one person has to say one, or I'll randomly choose. I almost feel like I want to do the Filipinos on My Mind because it's still my favorite song right now. But also, Your Spanish is Lacking is pretty funny. I Love Japanese Girls, I think is pretty funny. Harder Than a Rock actually is pretty funny as well. Korean Complications goes a little bit deep, so I don't know about that. I said Sumitai Sake at a restaurant in Hakone, and it knocked the waitress's socks off. I think it's the same thing if you're in like a touristy. If you're in a touristy area like Hakone or Kyoto, you're gonna be impressed. You're gonna be impressing people because they're so used to all of the people speaking really bad Japanese to them, and then finally they get a good one. I guess no one knows what I just said. No one's No one has said they want a song. It's very sad for me.
Fuck that shit.
I already made this video once, but I was crying too much and I felt like it was reductive. So I'm doing it again.
I am so disgusted and ashamed. Let me make this clear. I would never betray you guys like that. I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick. We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape.
Play the best song. But you said that one, and I can't. Sconese, when you say that one, I'm reading a whole list, and you said that one at the time I saw it. It was the end of the list. Chinese Girls Rock. There we go. All right. There we go. We're going to end on Chinese Girls Rock. First, let me stop this. All right. We're going to stop the jazz. Here we go. Chinese Girls Rock My World. Here we go. 5 years ago, I thought Koreans were the best. 5 years before that, Japanese girls passed my test. But now the great land of China is where I stand. And Chinese girls are so hot, I need a foldable fan. 我的中文还不够，可是我也真正爱中国女人，比韩国女人漂亮，比日本女人可爱，因为我太喜欢中国女人，我得学习中文更多。我的中文还不够，可是我已经真爱上我女人，比韩国女人漂亮，比日本女人可爱，因为我太喜欢中国女人，我得学习中文更多。Chinese girls are stronger than a dragon, blowing fire, cuter than a button, fueling all of my Asian desire. The girls in Guangdong speak Cantonese, whispering love into my ear while eating snakes, filling all my needs. The girls in Yunnan speak Mandarin, lying about their husbands while filling pools for me to swim. My Chinese sickness was diagnosed intense yellow fever. After a month in Beijing, how could I not be a believer? Chinese girls are so raw and so real. After Japan and Korea, it's really surreal. Yo, George, I thought you loved Koreans, and before that, Japanese. Oh, hey, Kyle, how'd you begin? My heart wants what my heart needs. Now do me a favor and shut your mouth, please. But you're still married, right? And you've got tons of Korean friends. Why do you need Chinese girls now? Are they just a means to your end? My Japanese wife, yeah, I love her, man, of course I do. Now go back to jumping on your trampoline. Her TikTok views. 我的中文还不够，可是我已经真爱中国女人，比韩国女人漂亮，比日本女人可爱，因为我太喜欢中国女人，我得学习中文更多。You're not even worthy enough to carry my Japanese wife's shoes. My Korean friends, they're all chinchayapo. I see them every time I tochak in Gimpo. People like you don't know how to dream. Don't you know Chirimoto More by Yamato Naru is my theme. Specks of dust when piled up become a mountain. Have you even tried drinking from the Asian girl water fountain? Anyways, I've got to go. Things are moving so fast. Japan, Korea, and China are now firmly in my past. I got a feeling Vietnamese girls are gonna be the next big blast. Xin chào, tôi là người Mỹ. Xin hai giải tôi, con ngủ quả băng. 我得学习中文更多。
Guys, I've got to go. Things are moving so fast. Japan, Korea, and China are now firmly in my past. I got a feeling Vietnamese girls are gonna be the next big blast. Xin chào, tôi là người Mỹ. Xin hãy dạy tôi một ngữ quả bang.
Chinese dragon spitting fire sauce. Chinese cooking spitting advice. I like dragons that can fly. And Chinese food with spice. Dragon! Rock. Chinese dragon! Rock, rock. Just explain on the piano, yeah! Yeah. Chinese girls and their long red chihuahua, yeah! Those are some great dim sums, yo! Hanging with my Kung Fu Master Joe! Chinese dragon, he is a drama queen! What a bitch! It's a Chinese secret, you need a treasure to pillage! The Sarah got an army waiting to attack the village! The dragon waits in the volcano charging it! People in Shenzhen and Beijing waiting for the start of the game! Dragon! Chinese dragon! Chinese dragon rock! You think you can defeat me? I'm the Chinese dragon, never defeated. Come on, boys, give me everything you got. I'll chew up your bodies and tie them in a knot. Dragon, dragon, walking towards us now. Chinese dragon, the flames are burning hot. Chinese dragon rock. We are the yin to your flaming yang. You always know we're 1,000 strong days. Let's kick this guy's ass. What were the rules again? Don't get burnt and don't stare into the dragon's eye. To the dragon! Chinese dragon rock! Come on now. Let's get to it. Chinese dragon battle! It's time to end. The dragon has met its fate. It sits sliced in pieces on my Panda Express plate. We all eat dragon tonight. Its wings and flame gone forever. We will never eat anything but dragon rock. Never, 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 never. Dragon is dead. Dragon is gone. Rock, rock, dragon rock. Chinese dragon! I thought my stories were done, but I got one more in me. This is about a girl that got away, never to return. Woo! And she might not be here with me physically right now, but she's on my mind, yeah. This is the story of how my life got flipped upside down. At age 15, I was standing alone in a Filipino barrio town. You need to learn about money, my dad said as he sent me. The anti-Will Smith, rich to rags, just clothes and no money. There wasn't running water, just a steel pumping a well. The first few days I was sick, not doing so swell. The roads paved in dirt, the house a shack, just 3 walls. No electricity, no police, no one to answer my calls. First I was worried, everything so bleak. I was sick of throwing up, body twisted and weak. But everything changed when I met my Marlene. Pitch black hair, tan skin, cute face, body lean. Bip, bap, bambina, I'm falling for this Filipina. Humidity high, we talked till dawn in her old father's trike. Her eyes shine bright, this is my chance, how, when, and where should I strike?
Snick, snack, Santina, I'm enthralled with this Filipina. We sat in innocence, her hand in mine. The clock had stopped, we were lost in time. Bali talk in my mouth, just 5 centavo, my whole guitar. Sharon Cuneta High School in my head, every lyric kaganda. Lumpia frying in the pan, chicken arrows caldo roasting on an open flame. MAGA eat kumamok, my pig roasting on a bamboo lace lane. Oh yeah, Marlene on my mind, I learned Tagalog, arrow. Fight flies at night in the river basin, running from Carabao. That's right, Marlene on my mind, black eyes, black hair, and a chanting bongo. I never wanna leave, where else on earth would I even want to go? Nowhere, baby, the P.I. Mic-Mac Makina. My heart belongs to a cute Filipina, sitting on a bench leg to leg, sharing sweet melon candy. Nothing else matters, round hole, round peg, my whole existence dandy. Pip-pap pupina, how can I leave this Filipina? Japan, just a memory, the island's where my heart belongs. A beauty so alluring, the muse of 1,000 songs. I remember her now and then, her eyes so warm and kind. Is she happy? Is she content? Am I ever on her mind? I left the Philippines, not by choice. Now she's gone forever. I thought I would return one day, but that day turned out to be never.
Kung bumalik ka man, dala mo pa bang hindi? O dala mo lang ang alaala nating sandali? Kahit tapos na, kahit short ang story, you were my first foreign love, my melon candy. Melon candy, hati tayo sa tamis. Sa likod ng trige, parang mundo'y na-freeze. Tumigil ang oras, hawak ang kamay. Pero alam ko rin, di siya magtatagal sa aking buhay.
Zippity-dippity cantina, I'll never forget my Filipina. She's part of my life journey, but all good things come to an end. But I wouldn't change any of my choices, even if time could bend. Trickety-lick-dickety Fantina, I was once in love with a napakagandang Filipina. Like white on rice, she'll always be a part of me. Fabric sewn into my quilt, line of my life tapestry. Jiggity-tiggity Parentina, she was one super special Filipina. Truggity-duggity Roman Athena, in my mind forever my little Filipina. Hunkity-tonkity elastic neutrina, in time and space lives my Filipina. I'll always remember you, my itty-bitty pretty Filipina. You're always on my mind, my beauty, booty, duty, moody Filipina. You always gonna be in my heart, you chickity, bickety, dickety Filipina. Hallelujah.